Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So I thought it would be super fun today to do a video under the premise, what would happen if I lost all of my makeup collection? What would I run out first and repurchase? What are kind of my holy grail products? What are my go-to products? So those are the products that we're going to be talking about today. But then as I started gathering everything up, and I thought this is just going to be way too long if I try and incorporate all the categories that I want to. So I'm going to start off first with, this is going to be like a part 1 video. I will have to make a part 2 because there's just so many different categories of products that I love and that I use on my face. So the ones that we're using today, these are the ones that are going to make the biggest impact on my makeup routine. So that's where we're going to start off first. And I also thought it would be a great idea because I do have a few new subscribers. If you haven't had the opportunity to go and check out some of my other videos, some of these products you will have seen on my channel before if you're a regular viewer of mine, and some of them are a mixture of drugstore and high-end. I have quite a few viewers that kind of like that mix, and then I know I also have some viewers that are dedicated drugstore and dedicated high-end, so I try and incorporate a variety of products. So one of the first things that I would run out to grab is eyeshadow. Now for this video, I'm going to just break it down into powder type of palettes, and then in another video I can do more of, there's a whole bunch of like different cream and liquid eyeshadow. So for today I just wanted to strictly use powders, and it doesn't necessarily have to be these specific eyeshadow palettes. These have just been my go-tos lately, and I like the variety. One is more cool toned, one is more warm toned, and then I have a great drugstore alternative for you guys. So the first palette I would run out to grab is the Sigma Cool Neutrals palette. Now I am normally just a warm neutral palette. Those are my go-tos, but there was just something calling to me about this palette. The shades are just stunning. There is a nice mix here of some mattes, some shimmers. There's even a little bit of a glitter there. It comes with this beautiful eyeshadow brush. It's a dual-ended one, which is very versatile. You don't even have to use another brush. This one works great. Sigma brushes are fantastic quality. I have several of those. Now what I will do is, I did not use this one today. I'll show you the one that I did use today, but the variety is amazing. You can create so many looks with this. It doesn't do any creasing on me, and very, very pigmented, which I appreciate that. One of those eyeshadow qualities that you just have to apply a little bit and it looks amazing. So love, love, love this palette. Oh, and by the way, Sigma, while I'm filming this, yes, they actually do have a sale going on right now on their site. So I will also link that down below, and I believe this is on sale right now if you wanted to check that out. And then another brand that I would run out and grab is the Alter Ego. This is my favorite right now. They have such a huge variety of eyeshadow palettes, but I love this one. It's called Shadow Kiss, and you can see why, because it has some amazing shades in there, lots of some warm neutrals going on. If I'm not mistaken, I think this one was being compared to the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and they do that a lot with their palettes. I'm not going to say it's a dupe exactly, but it's a great alternative to any of those high-end palettes. Again, a nice variety of some mattes, some shimmers. I think this is beautiful for a fall look. So I'm sure you'll be seeing this when I start doing some fall looks in the next couple of months. But great quality, very pigmented. It goes nicely with their Alter Ego, their eyeshadow primer. I use that one all the time. It really does help lock down your eyeshadow and does not move for the rest of the day. No creasing. And the textures are just very, very buttery. One of my favorite shades is this one here. It's called Teint, like a rose gold. It's that one right there in the middle. But it is so pretty. It's just so gorgeous. Really beautiful on the inner corner. And again, I will stick their website down below if you wanted to go check them out. One thing about Alter Ego is they are a more affordable brand if you're looking for great quality eyeshadows. And then if I am running to the drugstore to grab some eyeshadow, I couldn't get out of the drugstore without purchasing these. So these are those little e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadow palettes. This is actually what I'm using today on my eyes. So I used a combination of these two here. One is called Cream and Sugar, And the other one is I Love You, a Latte. The difference between the two is this is all matte brown shades. And you can see I have to be very careful with it because I have hit pan. I use these all the time. And how could you not? They are so versatile. Like, look at how little these are. They can just go in your purse. Very easy to travel with. They don't take up a lot of room. And then this is the cream and sugar one. So I used for all over my lid, I used this shade right here. They blend in so easily for such a great affordable drugstore product. It's amazing the quality that e.l.f. has developed with their eyeshadows. Going into just above my crease, going to be very careful with this one. I went in with this one right here. It's just like a chocolate brown shade. And I used that all over the crease area and just on my lid as well. And then to put a little bit of definition into the outer corner of my eye, I went in with that dark shade on the end. You don't need to pick up a lot on your brush. And what makes it more intense is I used an eyeshadow primer, or like an eyelid primer, and that really does help seal in that eyeshadow on your eye. And then as a last shade, I went in with this one right here. And that's the one that I used all in the inner corner, and I went about halfway up on my eyelid. Look at how they're just, it's such a great, great quality. Very petite little packages. I did not use this one, but well, I'll show you. I use this one a lot too because I have hit pan on this one. That one, and this one is called Rose Water. Now we're going to touch base a little bit on foundation. So this foundation, I wouldn't just walk to the store. I would run to the store to get this one. So this is a foundation at Sephora. And it's a long name, and it's been on my channel a ton of times. You will be familiar with it. So it's the Haus Labs. This is the Triclone Skin Tech Medium Coverage Foundation with Fermented Arnica. This is one of the most amazing foundations that I use in my collection. It gives a beautiful natural finish, doesn't settle into my fine lines, very long wearing, feels very lightweight on the face. It was an Allure Clean Beauty Award winner. It gives a medium coverage. This has over 20 plus skincare ingredients in it. It gives a beautiful luminosity to my skin. And this is one of the foundations that I actually get compliments about. And I'm just saying, like, random people. There was a lady a couple weeks ago, I was in a store, and she stopped me and she goes, "I just want to say that your skin looks absolutely beautiful. What is it that you're using?" I was like, and I had to think for a minute what foundation I was wearing that day. And I told her what it was, and she goes, "Okay, I'm going to go grab some." And, luckily there was a Sephora in the mall. She goes, "I'm heading there right now." There's never any cakiness to it. It doesn't fade on me. It doesn't oxidize on me. It's just beautiful. The most beautiful foundation. So if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend this one. Now, a superb drugstore version that I love using as well is the Revlon. This is the Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. Oh, I should have told you the shade I was wearing in. So in Lady Gaga's, because Haus Labs is Lady Gaga, just in case you didn't know, that's who makes it. That one was 110 Light Neutral. And this one I have in the shade, this is just 201. So I'm not sure what the actual name is. I can try and find it in my description box when I'm putting my links in. I'll see if that actually has a name to it, but it just says 201. What's great about this foundation is it has squalene in it, hyaluronic acid, gives a beautiful, again, natural radiance to the skin, feels very lightweight. It leaves my skin almost like a plump appearance to it. My skin looks nice and smooth. It helps with that squalene and hyaluronic acid in it. That really does help the appearance of this. So a great drugstore alternative. If you're not into the Haus Labs one, fantastic. This is a fantastic one. I was also going to say that in case I'm not swatching everything, it's because I've had these in my videos so many times. So where I can, I will include it down in the description box of the video. like this Revlon one, I did a whole first impression on this one here, and I've had it on my in videos lots and lots. So I'll try and incorporate as many videos down in the description box, and you can go check those out. So now, is it even fair to talk about concealer? Because you guys are so bored with the ones that I show you, but I can't help it. Without doubt, there are so many concealers out there, drugstore and high-end, that I absolutely adore using. But if we're getting down to my holy grails, the ones that I am going to run to the store to get, one is the Lancome Tintadel concealer. This is actually what I'm wearing today. It's in the shade 215. This is one of those products that I constantly will repurchase. That's the shade there. Look at that luminosity to it. There's just something amazing about this concealer. Never leaves my under eyes looking dry, cakey. Blends in so nicely. Doesn't have creasing. It gives me, I'm going to say, more of a medium coverage. It's not full coverage. My under eye area looks super hydrated. And it'll look this way when I am taking my makeup off at the end of the night. It'll still look this good as it did when I put it on. And I've had this on for a couple hours now. So the formula in this is just absolutely 100% amazing. And then the drugstore version of this, I did a video a few months ago on this one, and again, hasn't changed my thoughts at all on it. It's the L'Oreal True Match concealer. This has 1.5 hyaluronic acid and some caffeine, which is going to really brighten up that under eye area. The shade is a little bit different. So it's that one right there. But you can kind of see how it has very, very, very similar aspects to the concealer. And yes, L'Oreal and Lancome, they are the same family of company. So I understand that that's why they probably look very similar. I've had somebody say that before, and it said yes, they are the same company. So that is probably why they look so similar. But amazing concealer for a drugstore version. So if you didn't want to purchase the Lancome, highly recommend the L'Oreal. All right, so let's dive into mascara. I am a bit of a mascara junkie. I love trying all sorts of different types of mascaras. If you are a person that loves tubing mascaras, so the one that I would recommend is the Merit. This is, again, one of my holy grail mascaras, and I think I even had it as my top mascara of the year. Quality is fantastic. It really does give me some length, some volume. Nothing crazy. It's not like one of those that's just gonna go give me intense lengthening. Just like a regular wand. But it's one of those mascaras that makes my lashes almost feel fluttery, very fluttery and fluffy, soft. And I love, at the end of the night, it's so easy to remove. With a tubing mascara, basically what it does is when you remove it at the end of the night, they come off as little tubes. So for mature eyes, I think tubing mascaras are fantastic in that way, that you're not pulling on your eyes, you're not damaging your eyelashes. I'm always trying to be really gentle as much as I can around my eyes. So that's why I really enjoy these ones. I'm not a big waterproof mascara person, just I find from my eyelashes anyhow, so hard to remove, and I just don't want to be damaging my eyelashes any more than they are. So they're already really thin and brittle sometimes, so I just don't even want to go there with that. But a great drugstore alternative and an affordable one is the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. I have this one in the curved brush. There is all sorts of different ones, but I like the curved one myself. This one gives a little bit more lengthening. It is the one that I am wearing today. So before I put my little half lash on today, I will show you what it looked like and show you how much volume it gave me, lengthening. This one doesn't do any flaking at all, and neither does the Merit. There's no flaking going on. This is one of those classic mascaras that's been around forever, and it doesn't do any clumping either. I can apply this and give it a good couple of coats, and it won't be doing any clumping on me. So a great drugstore mascara and super affordable. So this was one of those categories that I went, we could get a little carried away here because there's so many different versions of this. So for today, we're going to stick to powder bronzers. So the one that I have as a drugstore version is the Milani. This is the it's in the shade Suntan, but this is the Silky Matte. This is a very, very well used bronzer. And when it does say it's Silky Matte, it really does, it's very silky. That's the shade right there. Very buttery. Doesn't have that gray undertone to it. It's not too orangey. It blends in beautifully. Never looks chalky. And for a bronzer, I like that it does give me that kind of matte look to my face, because sometimes I'm applying like a whole bunch of different, like between a highlighter and a blush, sometimes those can get a little bit glowy. So having a nice matte bronzer, I do enjoy that. And because it's Milani, it's a pretty affordable drugstore brand. And then for my higher end one, I absolutely adore the Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Bronzer. I have this one in the shade Light Medium, but this one is, again, on that really, really buttery side. This shade is a little bit darker than the Milani, but it is the one that I'm wearing today. One of my absolute favorites. The whole Makeup by Mario line is amazing. I think I have enough to create I could probably do like a one brand tutorial on the Makeup by Mario products. I think he pretty much has everything that I would need to do that, like a full face. So let me know if you'd like to see something like that. The packaging, all of his packaging is amazing, but it's those like soft closure type of packaging. And again, it's never streaky. Perfect shade for my skin tone. Looks very soft, like it's just like a really soft looking bronzer. So that would be, again, one of those products that I would run to the store to get. So this next category, again, there's a whole variety. There is powders, there's liquids, but it really came down to which one would I run to the store to get. So the one that I would run out to get is the Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Blush. This is in the shade Mauvy Mattes. Now what I love about this blush, other than, the smell is amazing. It has like it's like a little bit of a sweet scent to it. Well, I think Physicians Formula is famous for all of their little scents, like their coconut scents and all that sort of stuff from their products, but this one just smells amazing. I love the detail of the blush. Like that little embossing there is just so cute. And the versatility of this blush is what I really enjoy about it, because you can use two different looks. So if you want more of a lighter blush is what I use today. So I have this. So I'm going to say you can break it into half. So there's this one half here, which is more like lighter type of shades. And then this bottom one, if you run your brush along it, you'll get more of an intense, darker blush shade. So the one that I did use today is this top one here. I am starting to hit a little bit of pan. And that's what I just kind of gives that like a nice soft shade to my cheek. And then if I want a little bit more, that's when I use this bottom part here. But talk about being buttery soft. So that's all I did, was I went like that, and look at that. So definitely that would be like a great shade for like the fall if you want more of an intense color on your cheek for fall. But for blushes, I really truly, that is my favorite blush. Don't get me wrong, there's a ton of drugstore ones that I have and I really enjoy using them. But this is my holy grail. This is my go-to blush. Now lipsticks, this is where it gets a little tricky because there's, again, lots of variety of lipsticks. So I did try and incorporate two different types of lipstick. So you'll see what I'm talking about. If you are somebody that loves liquid lipsticks and you enjoy how well they last, like liquid lipsticks last a little bit longer than bullet lipsticks. So one of my go-tos that I have, and this is again another tell, is when I have a bunch of different shades from that brand or that type. So the ones that I have a lot of, the Maybelline. These are all the Maybelline Superstays. So I think I have 5 here. I think I have 2 more somewhere in some of my other totes, but these are the ones I could dig out right now. So the one that I am wearing today is this shade right here, and this is called Seductress. These stay like literally all day. I can even eat, drink, it doesn't matter. This is not going to budge all day. When I apply it, I do let it just sit for like several minutes before I go in with like a gloss or anything like that. And that really does help set it. And what's nice about these is they're not, even though they say they're a matte ink, they don't look matte. Like they don't dry down so that your lips look really dry. They still have like a little bit of like a luminosity to them. And then the other thing I like about these is I very seldom use a lip liner because the wand is very pointy and precise. So I just use that as my guide. And like I said, very, very seldom do I ever have to use a lip liner with these. So those are my liquid lipsticks. Now, if you are somebody that enjoys more of a bullet lipstick, and these ones again are super stay, I have my little collection of Milani. These are all my Milani. Those are all different shades, even the two brown like type of shades. So these are the color Fetish, I believe is the name for them. This is a really pretty shade. This is in the shade Secret. These are just amazing, amazing lipsticks. So it almost actually has a similar shade to the Maybelline. So this is the one here. Now the difference between the two of them is these ones do dry down to more of a matte look to them. So you can see here how matte it looks. Whereas the Maybelline one here is still looking luminous. Do you see that? It hasn't dried down yet. The matte one definitely, the Milani one definitely does give more of a matte look. They do stay as well. And that's why I'm so surprised by a bullet lipstick. These ones have some staying power. So that's why I highly, highly recommend those ones. And I'm going to round off the lips today with a lip gloss. I have my little collection of the Lifter glosses by Maybelline. So the shade that I did choose to wear today, kind of like an orangey looking shade. I believe this is called Peach. Just let me double check. Yes, Peach Rain. It really does look peachy. These are wonderful as a gloss. They don't have that stickiness to them. I'm going to say they stay relatively a long time for a gloss. I'm not expecting all day with a gloss, but it's one of those things that you can reapply if you need to. So a great affordable option if you're looking for a wonderful gloss. So I'm not sure when I'm going to have my part 2 ready to go for the rest of the products. There's so many categories, so I'm not sure what you guys are interested in. Like I have written down here, I made a little post-it note for myself of other ones. So there's primers, eyeliners, there's liquid bronzers, cream blushes and bronzers, lip liners, setting sprays, lip oils. Now I am on a little bit of a streak with lip oil, so we could have some ones there. Even face powders, liquid eyeshadows, as I mentioned earlier, highlighters. What I think I'll do, because I was thinking also of brushes, but I think what I'm going to do is do a dedicated brush video and showcase the ones that I use a lot. I have a few brands that are my go-tos. Have them on my channel a lot, and you would have seen them even today when I was showing some of my B-roll. Those are my favorite brushes that I'm using in those videos. And then I even thought about like skin tints. Like I showed you foundations, but there is a difference between skin tints and foundations. And I think I may do a dedicated skin tint video. Let me know down in the comments if that's something that you guys would like to see, or which ones that you would like to see, because then I can plan my content a little bit better that way. Everything that we talked about today will be linked and listed down in the description box. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I appreciate that. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!